right, good afternoon. Salaam alaikum. We're back again with a new series that I thought I'll be starting. And I'm actually really humbled and thankful to have Miss Oznur. And I've actually mastered your name. And you know what? The irony is, you were my second or third person in the Staff Wellbeing interview. And today, again, you're the first people. And I really want to tell people that, Miss Oznur always raises her hand up and she's always there to be part of these great extensions. So, inshallah, what this extension's about, it's about a recipe of your culture, a recipe that you'll be sharing in the month of Ramadan and beyond as well. It's not just what we will be doing in the month of Ramadan. We'll be actually extending it beyond that. And we call in every staff to share a recipe and just speak about the recipe. So without further ado, I want to say a big salam and a good afternoon and welcome my guest, Miss Oznur.
It's actually a pleasure to be a part of these programs, and the reason why I'm so enthusiastic is because I believe in community and building community, and sometimes it's really hard for us to do that during the school day, and it helps when we are online and we're at home, sometimes tapping in and asking those questions and finding a little bit more about our colleagues just makes it our experience at work so much more pleasant. And we can follow up with those videos. Last year there were so many videos that people followed up with. They were trying to say my name correctly, and we're following up with people that follow particular football clubs, so it really helped to develop that sort of connection with each other.
No, it's a blessing, to have you in the school team and to have you in a team where you actually guide people in getting things done. So without further ado, my first question to you, how's Ramadan been for you?
Yeah, this year Ramadan has been quite pleasant compared to the last 2 years. So last 2 years we were under some strict rules. So this year we had the opportunity to go out, mingle, spend time with our family and friends and break fast together. So that was quite nice.
That's very good. Okay, well, people, if you don't know, Miss Oznur's already shared a dish with me, which I'll be actually showing you at the end of this program. But right now, I want to take the opportunity. Tell us about the dish that you shared. What is it called? And why is it so important to you?
The first thing that came to my mind was lentil soup. When I think of Ramadan, one of the first dishes I think of is lentil soup. It's so common, particularly in the Turkish culture, but I know that a lot of other people really enjoy having lentil soup. And soup is really nice when you're fasting, when you're breaking your fast. It's so gentle on the stomach. And I just feel like it's such a great, simple dish and very nutritious. And quite has that humbleness to it. It doesn't require so many ingredients. Although I know that different traditions, different people from different cultures may add a bit more to it, but I think the simplicity of it is really beautiful.
Okay, well, look, really good. Well, is that something that you do, have it on a weekly basis or a daily basis? Because I know you said soup's actually one of the biggest things of your diet.
So when it's Ramadan, it's definitely a go-to. So when we think of, if we have invites, the safe option is lentil soup. Everyone seems to be pleasantly happy, pleasantly sort of gracefully sort of have their soup, and you rarely find people not liking it. Whereas like pumpkin soup, people have a preference. Some people like it, some people don't. Yeah, but I find that lentil soup is definitely just something very simple, easy, and people just enjoy it.
No, that's so good. Look, my final question, we're in the month of Ramadan. Tell us, what advice would you like to give all of us, the school community, in this blessed month, how to raise our spirituality?
Before I do that, the thing I want to say about my YouTube video is that, when I make lentil soup, I don't do it according to measurements, but I thought I'd do it according to measurements so you would learn, the audience members can learn how to make lentil soup. And after I made it, it wasn't actually that good. So the measurements aren't good. The ingredients are right. Follow the ingredients, but the measurements, I would have it much more, put some more water into it, or put some more stock into it to make it more juicier. So it turned out quite thick. But yeah, that said, I'll move on to the last question.
Before we move on, for one thing, good thing about the pictures and the videos, we don't get to taste it. So you didn't have to give out that good detail that it didn't taste nice. I mean, no one would have ever found out.
Yeah, but if you follow the measurements, it may have not worked out. But the ingredients, go for the ingredients, and maybe just go with your gut feeling with the measurements. Make it spiritual. Listen to your heart.
That's right. That's correct. Thank you. And tell us, I mean, give us an advice. I mean, the school community, being as a leader in the community, give us an advice generally as well. And for this blessed month, how can we raise our spirituality and also ourselves? You know, when we are finding it, we're overwhelmed by so many things around us.
For me, I think Ramadan reminds me of discipline, and the value of discipline and its value in helping us to be better people. You know, actually restraining yourself from eating things, saying things, thinking in a certain way. I think that's so valuable. And the earth, honestly, everybody in the world are so lucky to have Muslims, like lots of Muslims that fast for a whole month, because we've got millions of people at one particular time who is really training their nafs and training their ego, and disciplining themselves to be better people. And I think that, you know, the world is blessed to have to have people that do fast. It's such a great practice. It's such a great spiritual practice, and I really love the discipline part of it. And sometimes we know that comes across harsh. We think, oh, discipline, we can't do something that's difficult, but it's actually a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. The value we have of food when we eat the food in Ramadan, it's just really next level. The banana tastes so much better. The soup tastes so much better. And the appreciation really goes up quite a notch. And with appreciation, joy of eating together with family is really beautiful as well. I do know that, sometimes we do overdo it in Ramadan. we end up putting on the kilos more, but I think if we have it in a balanced way and we are conscious, not unconsciously acting and just eating whatever we want, but consciously consuming food and intentionally consuming food that is good for us, and it's good for our spirituality, and also balanced as well. And we find by the time the end of Ramadan comes, I think that we find that we don't actually want to. We can see all of the beautiful food, but we just don't want to, because we've disciplined our nafs to not just grab whatever we desire. So for me, the discipline aspect of it is very special. Today I had a student in Year 1. I walked in for library time, and they were having crunch and sip, and there was this one student that said, "Oh, I really want to eat. It smells so good, but I'm not going to eat." And I just said, "Why aren't you eating?" She said, "Because I'm fasting." And I said, "You can, do you want to fast for the whole day?" And she said, "Yeah, I want to fast up to iftar. And I really want to do it." And I said, "You are very strong." And I just thought the discipline, like to encourage that discipline, even in a young age, even if they don't need to do it, but the willpower she had really needs to be praised and celebrated. And I was really touched by her motivation and her perseverance, which was really beautiful. And I saw her at lunchtime, and she said she still didn't eat. And I thought, wow, that's great. Building that discipline at a young age, it really will do a lot for you in your future as well.
Well, that's such a great advice and a great story as well. Sometimes, we need those motivations in order to keep ourselves going. Because, when we look at these younger ones, if they can do it, we can do it as well. So it's always a pleasure to speak to you. Although we just live right across the road, actually the corridor, but we get to see each other but it's always a pleasure, always to come in your staff room and make those teas and have those conversations. Blessed to have you, the first person. Also letting you know there's another person being interviewed today. So you probably know, because she's the one who sent an email across while you were in that as well. So we're hoping other people can follow. As I said, people, it's not just about Ramadan. It's a dish that you venerate, a dish that you love. Share it with us, and we'll just have a little light conversation. All right. With that, I really want to thank you again. and I look forward to carrying on some other conversations.
And big thank you to Chef Farhan. Honestly, thank you so much for all the initiatives, the thought, the effort that you put behind all of these events. I know these take time, but you believe in them, and you know they do make a difference. And big thank you to you. May Allah bless you tenfold, inshallah. Lots.
Oh, thank you. See, you know, they say about Ramadan, 700-fold. You gave me 10, I'll give you 700.
I'll give you more. 1,000, 1 million, inshallah.
All right. Look after yourself. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Kareem to the AIA community. Today I'll be making traditional Turkish lentil soup. I chose this soup because it's simple, it's humble, it's spiritual. It comes from a lot of spiritual traditions. It's actually mentioned, lentils are actually mentioned in the Quran as well. So in today's recipe, we will be chopping 2 medium brown onions, maybe 2 or 3 garlic cloves, 3 cups of lentil, red lentil, Himalayan rock salt for flavour, chicken broth. This is actually vegan and it's organic too. Got it for half price last week. Tomato paste, maybe a spoon, sauteed in butter, and that's pretty much it. And don't forget to add carrot, depending on your size, about 2 to 3 carrots. At the moment, we've got 3 cups of water in there. And what I'll do now is I'll chop the onions, the garlic, the carrot, and put them inside the pot and add the stock.
Okay, so I've chopped the onions, 2 medium onions. I've chopped some 3 garlic cloves and 2 carrots. And they're just roughly chopped in and put into for a boil. Before we do get it boiled, what we do need to do is add our chicken stock. So I think this is a Lentil. And chicken stock allows it to add a bit of flavour. Obviously doing your own chicken broth, homemade chicken broth is better, but this is also quite good. And also Himalayan rock salt. As you know, Himalayan rock salt has extra minerals in them, so just a little handful, maybe another one, just to make it 3. We'll do another one as well, and that should be enough. I'll put this onto the stove now and let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes.
So this looks a little bit thick for me. I'm just going to probably add just a cupful of hot water just to soften it a bit, just to give it a bit more juice. And what we'll do now is we'll blend it through to smoothen out all those rough bits. I hope you all enjoyed the video and you've learned traditional Turkish lentil soup.